round table.
Gentlemen,
Aye.
let's broaden our minds.
Lay on, gentlemen, and let 'em know what's what. Fire at will. It's time for action, gentlemen. Gentlemen of the round table.
What's the topic of discussion?
Civility, gentlemen. Always civility.
Okay, Holden, you're on prayer today.
All right, everybody, close them peepers. We're gonna do a guided meditation. Okay, open your eyes. We're good.
All right, welcome to the Roundtable of Gentlemen, everyone. Let's see here. Jackie can't be here. She's filming a web series.
Oh, but it's Amber Nelson instead.
Uh-oh.
I'll film your web series. Yeah. Any web series you want.
I got a web series. It's a single cam, takes place on a black couch. You want to be on it?
No.
All right.
I'm Ed Larson, and I will be in your web series, Ben.
Oh, that really puts me in an odd position that I have to tell Amber that it was a sexual thing. I would.
Great.
So,
Awesome. So when's it gonna air? Do you think? Ed?
I don't know. I'm ready. Whenever you need to film it, I'm
whenever,
ready.
huh? Okay.
Ed is the couch.
There's a couch right there. We can do it right now.
Yeah.
Black, yeah.
You have my blessing.
It involves sexual, oral.
Rock and roll.
All right.
Ben and Ed are gonna go off now and film their fun little web series while we continue to do an episode of Roundtable of Gentlemen. All right, so we'll check in with you guys when you get back.
I'm excited. Well, it's just nice to cast it.
Oh, he's getting limber.
All right, he's slapping himself in the chest there.
It's getting ready. Stretch it out.
I lost the camera. I lost the camera. Isn't it crazy? Marcus, you're here.
Hi.
We never introduce you. You should say hello.
Oh, yes, hello.
That's why we don't do that. All right.
We get him at the end. We get him.
I know, but we never. But
No, they know he's here.
all right.
We say, Marcus, time for a news story.
And then that's when I come in.
Holdenators high. No. Holdenators ho. Welcome to your PlayStation Network shoutouts. Morning Light Shaman asked me to call Charles McSmoke a knuckle-dragging, potato-humping inbred, Irish inbred. Chris Ayala is a piece of shit. Schmidt Sauce is a piece of shit. Sir Snippy, don't get murdered. Shout out to Sir Snippy. He got stood up last night.
Oh.
And he's a soldier. Whoever stood him up deserves to be kicked out of the country.
Yeah, she's a complete piece of shit, and she's probably should be
Drag her
exterminated.
through the street.
Yeah, I can't believe she stood up Sir Snippy.
There you go.
Like,
Yeah.
Why would she do that?
Tape.
Disappointing soldiers to the VA.
That's right. Remove her breasts from her. I'm kids. I'm kid safe is kid safe, and Bigelow time is a complete piece of shit. This has been your PlayStation Network. Shut up. Twitch. See me on Twitch. Holdenators help.
I can't wait till PlayStation finds out that you say their name at the top of every one of our shows.
Yep. That's going to be a lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, I'm here, man. It's Kevin. Me, here, today. There we go.
Very good, Kevin.
Yeah.
All right. With us, we got Reed Failer and Andrew Short.
Ooh. Two best friends, two fresh boys.
Two fresh boys who love each other. Here's a little shout out to Andrew. This one comes from Reed to Andrew. Andrew, you're my best friend.
This one's going out to one of my favorite listeners. He's a really fresh boy, sweet young man.
Oh, who could it be?
His name's Reed Failer.
Oh, that was our messages to each other.
And I'll tell you what, guys, if you send me a message on PlayStation Network, I'll give you a shout out next week.
Very nice. All right. Walter Rapogla from Roundtable of Gentlemen. This is Roundtable of Gentlemen from Murder Fist is also here.
How's it going, everybody?
All right. So we'll go to Walter whenever questions of ooze come up and how they drip. All right. So, Marcus, you're here and you have a news story.
Yes. A South Florida teen was arrested on Tuesday and charged with practicing medicine without a license after allegedly setting up a fake medical practice and passing himself off as having a PhD. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office said Malachi Love Robinson. Malachi Love Robinson, yeah.
So there's more than one.
Yeah. He's 18 years old. He was arrested after he allegedly performed an examination on an undercover agent and offered medical advice.
All right, so
well,
this
good
story.
for him. He's dreaming big.
He is. Okay, so this story went national. It's massive. Can we say the race of the child? He's a young black kid. He's a little bit heavy set. He's got a mohawk. He speaks unbelievably well enough to pass himself off as a PhD. I'm going to say I'm all for what he did. I hope they don't put him in prison. They should put him in school.
I think so too, man. It's a beautiful example of black progress in Florida, man. They try to keep us down at every step.
Palm
This kid's
Beach
out there
County,
helping
this
people.
could have been you.
It could have been me. I didn't think of it first. That's the only problem. Yeah. Oh, here fucking wasting my time every Sunday doing this podcast.
Right?
Be helping all types of people down there with my fake
Well, you would have been like a
advice.
fake bird doctor or something like that.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be the best situation.
Now, did this kid perform surgery on anybody?
It
or-
was just examinations. Yeah, he set up a fake medical practice, advertised, and said, "Hey, everybody, I'm a doctor. Come on out and see the doctor man. It's
Right.
me."
But I mean,
Give
don't
it a shot.
people
He took a shot.
don't people have Google though? Isn't there some onus on the participant? I mean, if you go, do you just walk into anybody's house that says they're a doctor? Google the guy's name and see if he exists.
Well, he named his practice New Birth, New Life, Holistic and Alternative Medical Center and Urgent Care.
You can tell he's not a doctor already.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it doesn't sound very.
That's
official.
that's a long name to yell when you got shot. You know,
Hospital.
oh God! Take me to the emergency medical care.
That's very
He
true.
claimed to be a doctor of psychology. The center's website listed Love Robinson as one of 3 staff members and included a statement that described him as, quote, a well-rounded professional that treats and cares for patients using a system of practice that bases treatment of physiological functions and abnormal conditions on natural laws governing the human body.
From what I understand of this story, no one actually complained. It was just the FBI informant that went in and obviously found out that he wasn't a real doctor, but it seems like his clients were okay.
Yeah, and this was the 3rd time. He had been investigated twice before, and they just signed off on him.
He passed.
Yeah, he passed two out of 3 times. It was the 3rd time they got him, though.
Right.
Did he give bad advice or did he give good advice?
He kept saying, "Boobies, your boobies, ma'am, have cancer."
Maybe we should test your boobies for lumps.
Are you
I'm
sure?
sorry, but you're going to need a lot of booby kisses to get that fixed up.
Bad doctor.
About a year ago in January, he allegedly donned a doctor's coat and roamed the halls of a local hospital, but no charges were filed after it was determined that he did not enter patients' rooms or perform medical procedures. He was just walking around with a doctor's coat on.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
but Dr.
You can
Oz
get
does
shit
that all the
anywhere.
time.
Yeah, that's a very good point. You got a TV show out of the damn thing.
It sounds like
Catch me
his
if you can. Yeah, that guy got away.
I
with it. He
can,
got a
Eddie.
movie.
You're morbidly overweight.
You can't catch me.
I can catch you.
Oh, is this a challenge? Let's see it. Let's videotape this. Ed will run down the street. We'll do it in light. We'll do it after the show. Ed will run down the
Hey, I
street.
mean,
We'll
I
see
gotta
if-
train for this.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
We'll give him a month. Who's your trainer, Ed?
Who's my trainer? To get strong and fast?
Yes.
Fuck, who's strong and fast that I could ask?
I say you tie a rat to a stick and you fight it every night.
Amber's my trainer.
Amber wins the training job,
right.
but she's not accredited, so that's illegal.
So if you have to run and catch him, does that mean that he has to, like, by catch, does he have to, like, wrestle you to the ground and pin you?
I just gotta grab him.
I thought it was a race.
No. He has to catch you. You get a little bit of a head start, and then Ben's just got to get you, tackle you down.
So it's like an endurance thing.
Yeah. You have to. He's
You don't
got to
gotta
catch
train for that shit, man. This is Ben. Just by default. No, I'm saying
got
Ed.
long arms.
But Ed just
weak
seems
knees.
sturdier than you, man. You got all this loose skin and you fucking
I'm gonna
flapping
show
all
up
over the place.
fucking tighty
That's true.
whities oiled to the bone.
Well, you know what, though, Kevin? My loose skin can be used as a deadly weapon. It's a suffocation device.
The only way your loose skin would be an advantage if Ed ran straight towards you and you just kind of like moved quick and got off to the side and you caught him in a net of your skin.
Yeah, like a dolphin hunter.
You know, there's also the hiding option that we're not even talking about here. There's a whole element of hiding here that we would get into as well. So if you got enough distance on him, you ran around enough corners, got away from enough, you could hide in many different spots.
Are there big enough buildings in New York for you to hide behind?
That's a good joke. Good joke, Andrew, about the size of Ed. Love that joke.
You're bigger.
That's why I like the joke not being about me.
We're not even going to get into who's bigger here, as that's a whole year's worth of conversation. Who's larger, Bit or Ed?
Oh man, or you?
What? Me? I'm working on it.
I know
you
you're
lost 20
working on
pounds. You look great. Old
Yeah,
timer.
you're
Well,
good, man.
16. I lost 16 pounds.
16.
I weighed myself naked and wet this morning.
Oh, you're not supposed to weigh yourself wet.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he can't. He didn't get out of the shower. He just weighed himself naked
And when
and
I
wet.
get
He's
when I
always
get the
wet.
cysts removed, that's going to be 5 pounds right there. So I'm kind of checking in with that as well. So probably 21 pounds foreseeing the cyst
Crazy,
removal.
man.
Yeah.
So much weight.
Sister.
Sister. Oh yeah, Mushface sent us an awesome illustration of my cysts. I should send that out so you guys can see it. He called it Sister.
Okay, very nice.
That just
I like
makes
that
my
a lot,
bones rattle. All of this.
It's like I can smell it.
It's just dead skin cells, guys.
Oh man.
I can't wait for him to cut them open and just find like teeth and T-shirts inside. Like,
I'm gonna
oh, he
try
had a
to
little
keep the
life.
gunk. I'm gonna try to keep it
Do
in a
not
little
keep
vial.
it.
Oh yeah, you're getting it.
I don't think
giving
that
it to
you can't just keep everything the doctor removes from your body.
You
I'm
can
very-
ask.
You definitely can ask.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure when I got the cyst from the first cyst on my neck, I have a different one now. I was able to keep the gunk in a little vial. It was kind
Why
of
would you
veiny
keep
and
the
weird.
gunk in a little vial?
To give to a friend.
Who did you give it to?
Then you get some. I think I gave it to Ryland. I gave
you
it to.
did give it to Riley.
Yeah, I gave
Ryland's
do
the
remember
the
that.
lead singer of Cobra Starship.
Yeah, but they're not together anymore.
Yeah, they're broken
Former
up. I
lead
think it might have
singer,
been the
okay.
cyst. I think it was a curse.
Yeah, you gave it to him. Maybe, oh man, maybe he threw it out, and that's why they grew back.
Maybe he threw it out, and maybe that's why they grew back.
Oh, it's like a
Fuck.
devil spell.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
But Lexi calls it my button.
I know you already said that.
I know,
Funny
I
and
know,
disgusting.
I know.
He said, all right.
We covered the button.
That
Okay.
is
That's
so
horrible.
gross.
So gross.
Lexi, what is the spell? There's some sort of trickery. It is not right. Ugh. All right. So what happens with this young man?
Well, this past October, he was issued a cease and desist order after he allegedly operated another fake medical practice in Boynton Beach. And at the time of the initial investigation in January 2015, Love Robinson's mother told police her son had been diagnosed with an illness and was not taking his medication. The precise illness was redacted from public documents. This is a picture of the kid right here.
I go to him.
I go to him. He's
Yeah,
probably
I love
better than
this
a
guy.
regular doctor.
Yeah.
He's
President,
enthusiastic,
CEO,
at
and founder
least.
of New Birth, New Life Medical Center and Urgent Care, LLC.
I don't
The
know.
website's still up.
I can spot a liar when I see one.
Yeah, and what is it about his physical features that make you think he's a liar?
His smile. It's too genuine.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone with a little bit of, I don't think so, in their smile.
I can see that. Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
it works.
He's probably better than a regular doctor. I went to the dentist once, and back when I had like real fucked up teeth, and she was like, her name was Dr. Fricky, and she's like, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna
It's a
crack
PE
open your
teacher's name.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna crack open your jaw, slide it forward, and then we're gonna slice off your chin. And she was just like, I was like a 12-year-old child, and I was crying in her office. She had no like human connectivity. She would just like tell me they're gonna slice off my chin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she probably
Yeah.
loves saying that shit to you. I'm gonna fuck this kid up.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck
20
her up
years from
forever.
now, she's gonna be talking about that shit on a podcast.
Wow, and she also could foresee podcasts.
Brilliant doctor.
Well, this kid's bio says that he utilizes physiological, psychological, and mechanical methods such as air, water, light, heat, earth, phototherapy, food and herb therapy, psychotherapy, electrotherapy, physiotherapy, mechanotherapy, naturopathic corrections, and manipulation, and natural methods for modalities together with natural medicines, natural processed foods, and herbs and nature's remedies.
Great.
Beautiful.
That's it?
That was a long way to say absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
What, you're not into mechanotherapy?
I don't know, man. I feel like I got a real soft spot in my heart for this young man, and I feel like we should just send him to med school.
The kid is 18. He has 2 businesses.
That's amazing.
But he is a liar.
Yeah, but everyone's a liar.
Everyone
He
lies.
also said alternative medicine. I mean,
Right,
it's
yeah.
on the thing. That's whatever you make it.
What's more alternative than not being a doctor?
Yeah.
A
say he was
non-doctor
an-
doctor. Yeah.
I like Boynton Beach too. It's a good town.
Yeah,
Boynton
what
Beach
happens
is
there?
Not much. People hang out, drink beer, listen to Jimmy Buffett, go to
Beach
the beach.
town.
Everyone's a doctor.
Go to a kid doctor house, and they're like, "This is fine."
Yeah, that's the thing. So he's serving a bunch of drunks, right? They're at the beach. They're after a Buffett concert, and all he has to do is diagnose you had too many margaritas. Job done. I think the kid's totally fine. No one's going to him for cancer treatment.
No, well, maybe.
And if they did and they died, does anyone there need to stay alive?
Well, that's a good point.
Is that a harsh way to say? I don't
That's
know.
old people in Boynton. They're gonna die anyway.
Well, his actual practice, that was actually in West Palm Beach, over on North Congress Avenue.
I know where that is.
So do I. Good for us.
I'm sad he closed down. It would be a doctor I could afford.
How do you know that?
Because he's not a doctor. I can give him anything.
Yeah. Do you know it's cheap? You get fined under Obamacare if you don't have health insurance.
Don't even get me started.
Bunch of fucking bullshit.
Now, there's a way around that. You sign up for it, and then you just don't pay for it, and then they cancel your insurance, and you don't get the penalty.
There you go. There's Marcus Skin and Armadillo's fucking worldview there.
So what kind of sentence is this kid looking at?
I'm trying to find it. I don't think it's going to be too bad.
I really hope it's not, because I know, like, impersonating a police officer, you can go to prison for a couple of years if you do that. Specifically, if you do, like, a stop and search, if you search somebody, I mean, they could get this kid for a lot.
I don't
The
know.
FBI is
Police
involved.
Officer's a little different than doctor.
Yeah, but the FBI is involved here. He was touching all over an FBI.
Was it the FBI? Was it FBI?
It was an FBI sting. They got him the third time.
Well, it wasn't the FBI. It was the Department of Health's Unlicensed Activity Unit.
Oh, much less than the FBI.
They're also unlicensed.
Never mind. It wasn't the FBI.
So just a fancy word for snitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, that's what happened. Is that they got he did get snitched on. Someone called Crime Stoppers and said, "Hey, there's this kid. He's 18. He's pretending to be a 25-year-old doctor. You guys go check this shit
Out of all the crime that's happening in Florida on a daily basis, crystal methamphetamine is all over the place. There isn't a driver who isn't drunk. They have to nail this kid. Leave him alone.
There isn't a driver who isn't drunk.
It's Florida. The highways are the best in the country.
Yeah, they arrest you for being sober.
Exactly. You blew a 0.0. You go to prison for 7 weeks.
If you own less than 4 snakes, you go to jail.
You're in jail. Put him in jail.
Does it have to be big snakes?
No.
snake.
They only have to live indoors.
Yeah, that's nice.
One time I took
to feed them.
I was out by a friend's trailer and I took a photo with me and a bird in a cage. And we looked at the photo, developed later, and there was no bird in the cage. It was a ghost bird.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know what that story had to do with
Kind of a
anything.
non sequitur, but I like it.
Yeah.
Was it in Florida?
It was in Louisiana.
They're not really close to each other at all.
Completely non sequitur.
Completely has to
Both
do with
states
nothing.
end with an A.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot more ghosts in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, full of ghosts, man. Ghosts love the swamp.
yeah.
It's true.
I saw a ghost, but it was wearing khaki pants, and nobody believes me.
It was a mannequin in a Calvin Klein store or something like that. They're not all ghosts, Amber. Well, that's very sweet. All right, so we're all under the consensus. Don't punish this kid too much. We have a small microphone situation. For those listening on the live stream, this will be edited out. So this is inside information.
We all have to share a secret, because it's going to be edited out.
Just
Oh, will
because
it be-
it's a microphone problem happening with Andrew and I doesn't mean that's a small problem.
Good point, Andrew. That is a good point.
You're smallest.
Ben, what's your favorate secret? Go.
Yeah, you got to share a
My
secret.
favorite secret.
Your favorite secret that you have. Of all your secrets.
I don't know.
Go.
I almost got killed when I was trying to pass a car going over a hill.
Oh,
I was
yeah?
listening to Tupac, and I had to accelerate up to 100 miles an hour, and I swerved over, and I just missed a car. I was not wearing a seatbelt. It's not really a secret. It was just a scary life moment, and I missed a car by like 1 inch on the highway on a 2-lane highway in Wisconsin, and I have PTSD from it. It happened when I was 16. That's a story.
What is a secret anyway? I've never heard that story, so maybe it was a secret.
It kind of is a secret.
You know,
It's
'cause
just-
if
it
you
was a
don't-
terrifying. I literally should be dead. And every time I think about being sad, I always say I survived that one moment. It was a very scary moment for anyone who's tried to pass a car going uphill on a 2-lane highway at night.
Wow, praise
Okay.
Allah. You know?
And what I did, accelerate into the oncoming car. I remembered that. You accelerate in because whenever you brake, you're dead. So I accelerated so I could pass the car on the right and swerved over to the right. The other
Really?
person went a bit into the ditch. They might have died.
Oh, they
I
went to
don't
the
know.
ditch and
A
you didn't
little
know?
bit.
Kept
No,
going.
Yeah, I
they
don't
kept
think
going
it's a
to. They
Here
kept
comes
going.
the real secret.
No. They kept going. No, it's not a horror movie. No, they kept going. They were totally fine. But it was a very scary moment.
To anyone on the live stream, do not accelerate into the coming car.
No, you do. No, you have to. What's
That's
the other
just how
choice?
velocity works. That's
No.
bigger hit. He's a
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm a good driver. Okay. That's up for debate. But
If you don't want to get into a bigger wreck, drive faster.
No,
I know what you mean, though, man. If you're about to go out of control, you don't
accelerate.
brake. You accelerate and go into the direction you're aspiring.
It's like when when a deer crosses the road, you don't swerve.
Yeah.
You keep going straight. You hit the deer.
You hit the deer.
Yeah.
Accelerate into the deer.
Deer fucking suck. Yeah.
Deer are the worst.
I hit a deer. That's my secret.
Oh,
Did
yeah?
you?
Yes.
On purpose?
No.
With a bat?
Yes. No.
What did you hit the deer with?
With my mother's RAV4.
Yeah, you've got a shitload of wrecks, haven't you? Aren't you a
multiple,
notoriously bad driver?
3 or 4. One of them happened in the parking lot of my school parking lot, and the other car was parked.
How many times?
So you accelerated into it.
Yes,
That's
so
very
I-
good. That's what I'm saying.
I wanted to look real cool and smooth, and I went real fast in the parking spot, and I didn't curve the car.
You were one of those kids, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Holden, how many cars have you driven in the past 20 years?
How many different cars?
How many times have you driven?
Oh, in the past.
I would say 15 years.
Well, I haven't driven a car since college.
Yeah.
So that would be
You just haven't driven a car since
probably
college.
04.
Not once since college?
No.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah.
What about when Murder Fist went over to Chicago?
I'll kill people. I'll murder people.
It was a 20-hour trip. I'm sure they could have used somebody
You don't
behind the
understand. I'm not going to die. I'm going to leave the car skipping, screaming for Nancy, but everybody else will die in the other car.
Who's Nancy?
Just a lady I once knew. A lady I'm in love with still. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're doing a public service by not driving?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for not driving. Very good. And we're back.
And I got a news story for us.
No way.
Yeah. 2 Calgary Zoo employees have been disciplined for giving an otter a pair of pants, leading to its death.
Oh, man. Kevin, I feel like you should just take the lead on this story.
I got so many questions, man.
I mean, I bet it made a pretty sweet YouTube video when they filmed it wearing pants.
It was a live performance, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The pants.
Kevin, what's your first question about the story?
I mean, it's just like, all right, pants killed this otter. All right. Swimming wise, he just couldn't swim with the pants. They just were unfashionable. He got shot up by the other otters. How did this work?
Well, the pants were given to the animal as a quote-unquote unauthorized enrichment item. The otter
my
became
God.
tangled in the clothing and drowned.
Oh, so didn't even get to put them on.
No, I mean, he had the pants on, but
Oh,
when
okay.
he was, swimming,
It's slippery.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's slippery. He got all tangled up, maybe got turned upside down and then
Well,
drowned.
they get heavy when they're wet.
Pants do.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
otters.
And otters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Holden.
And Pete, yes, and myself.
Yeah. Zoo curator Colleen Baird said, "This error is simply unacceptable."
Yeah, they put pants on the otter.
Yep, said our animal care protocols are among the most stringent in the industry and
I don't
must
think
be
so.
followed. We will be reinforcing our protocols with every member of our animal care staff to prevent any incident like this from ever happening again. The male river otter named Logan was seen struggling in the pool. Last week, a zookeeper jumped into the pool to its aid, but the 12-year-old otter did not survive.
Oh, it was old. But I will say, I guarantee you, it was not on the list of rules to not put pants on the otter.
Yeah.
Like, no one was like, they're going to put pants on it. We better make sure. Like, that was an unforeseen incident, right?
Too
now
many
it's on the-
assumptions were made, man. That's the problem. You can put pants on the otter. It depends on where the otter is. Otter on rocks, pants.
That's when it's in public, yeah.
Yeah, but otter on the water. You can't put
No,
otter
no
in the
pants.
water.
It's at
In
home.
the water.
That's what my parents always told me growing up. Otter in the morn, you gotta be warned. Otter at night, it's gonna die.
Weird parents.
Yeah. That was such an unconfident retelling of something your parents said.
Yeah, a Toronto-based animal protection organization says using pants as an enrichment item is irresponsible. Julie Woodyer of ZooCheck said it smacks of the kinds of things you might see at a roadside zoo, not in a professional operation. This is...
Oh, my God. What in the...
We imprison animals,
Yeah.
but in the right way.
Not like those roadside
Yeah,
prisons.
remember Micah Sherman was on and he talked about honk for zoo.
Yes.
He went to a roadside zoo. You honk the horn. An old lady comes out and shows you all the animals they got.
That sounds
Right.
fucking fantastic.
She said
I
it was
don't know
great.
While we're making fun of roadside zoos, we need more of that. It employs people. The animals are fed and taken care of.
Well, we don't know that part of it.
It's just a forest, isn't it?
It's just like a woman who's got a bunch of animals, and it's like
Yeah.
honk for zoo. She comes out, she opens the gate, she shows you the animals, says you fucking.
I mean,
Skedaddle.
what am I doing living in?
Fuck out.
Yeah, what am I doing living in New York doing comedy when I could do roadside zoos?
I could see you running a roadside zoo. Oh yeah, you would live off. I could see you living off the highway.
Hell yeah, I get a pig and an ostrich. I make money.
Yeah.
Only if you can teach the pig to ride the ostrich.
Oh man, so much money.
Dude, so much money.
Well, you better wear pants if he's gonna do that.
That's true.
You don't want to chafe up his.
Or put a poopy on the ostrich.
Oh yeah.
That's
You know those
$2
dirty
back.
pigs.
Customer gets $2 back if the poop gets on the ostrich. I've seen it before. It's an ugly sight. Forbidden.
That is
I'll
an
tell you
Amber
what,
Nelson
though.
rule.
An otter dressed up in pants is really cute.
Yeah, it's great.
Gotta
Yeah.
put it on rocks though.
Well, this is not the first death to occur at the Calgary Zoo under unusual
I
circumstances.
mean, it was cold. It's Canada.
A lion in a t-shirt.
Oh my
An
goodness.
elephant in a scarf.
Oh.
Who put the hat on the condor?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's cute.
I got a whole. This is like a 10 incident long list here. Let's just start running through them. And this is all in the last like 20 years or
What
so.
if it's all pants related? And that's always a huge deal.
In 2013, a female penguin named Fiona died in what was described as a freak accident after it swallowed a foot-long stick that ended up in its open-air exhibit area.
Not good.
The stick was surgically removed, but the penguin died of internal bleeding 8 days later.
Oh my goodness.
It's stupid penguin. It is
no.
stick.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to leave
They
that
didn't
stick
have-
in there.
What are you talking about? It's a fucking stick.
You got to leave it in. You ever hear those stories? Firefighters come to a scene, somebody's impaled by a tree. You got to leave the tree in.
You gotta leave it in.
Yeah.
That's actually how. Which was it? Who is the president that got shot? I think it was.
Houdini.
President Houdini, I remember that. He was never in the White House.
Never there. He'd always,
Or was he? Every crisis, he disappeared.
every time they bring him in for a hearing, he'd escape before they could ask him.
Oh
any
my
questions.
goodness.
He molested 27,000 children.
Isn't
Yeah,
that?
but you can't catch him.
No, you cannot.
No, the president. He was shot, and they went in and tried to dig the bullet out, and he ended up getting an infection, and it just kept getting worse and worse. If they just would have left the bullet in, he would have survived.
JFK.
Kennedy.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Just leave the bullet in his head. Yeah, they just kept fucking like.
I'm just a fine now.
I only need a band-aid.
Jackie O
don't
had to
ever
wipe
pick
the
it.
brains off of her dress.
She
They
did.
could have put them back together and bunched them up.
Yeah,
and put 'em in
Jackie
there.
O should have brought some duct tape with her that day. Just bind him up. I mean, that's fine.
What a bitch.
What a
No,
bitch.
well, Jackie, very good woman.
He's a
Very
sweet
good.
one. Put up with all his filthy affairs.
He was a disgusting man.
animal.
Filthy
He
A
loved to
moment
get
of
his
silence
penis
for Jack
sucked.
Ruby.
All right, moment of silence for Jack Ruby.
In 2012, 2 zoo employees were disciplined after a gray owl was killed while being transported from one area to another. The bird was fatally injured after it got loose and flew into a gate, which the zoo blamed on a lack of planning and a lack of radio communications between the employees. Bert Luger, what do you think?
I mean, honestly, again, owls are the best of us. Eyes wise, right? They got the best eyes. He should have seen the fucking gate. All right?
that's a good
There ain't no owl out there that respects this owl. Wise owl? Nope.
Maybe
Whichever
it's like-
other owls we got in the popular, culture. Tootsie Roll owl? No. He would have done that shit.
First off, this one got caught.
Yeah.
You know, so
He
he's
got caught.
already not a good owl.
Right.
Well, it might have been a born in captivity owl.
Look, I spent my whole life looking up the owls, man. You know what Zelda I played? Those days are gone now. I can't trust them, can't respect them no more.
Sad.
Yeah. Another incident in 2009, an employee was suspended for 2 days after crushing a female capybara in a hydraulic door.
Whoa, what? I'm sorry. You get fired. Isn't that a fireable offense?
What is a capybara?
A capybara, they're amazingly cute creatures. They're
Are they
little.
like the 20-pound hamsters?
Yeah.
He slammed it in a door?
No, it crushed it in the door. The zoo said the staffer was moving the rodent from one enclosure to another and not following proper protocol when the mishap occurred.
Just a 2-day vacation? That's what they gave him? You get fired. That's a fireable offense.
Yeah.
He killed an animal.
This is a capybara right here. Yeah,
Was that the one that died?
Yeah,
Delicious.
that's actually that is the one that died.
I mean,
yeah.
to be an animal in this zoo, that's like Guantanamo Bay.
It's awful, right?
You're just your buddy's taken out. You don't know where he went.
But what government secrets do they have?
Yeah, and that's a bit. They can get up to 140 pounds. Like
Really?
they're the largest rodents in the world.
It weighs a little
so
more than I do.
Scary.
You're just smaller than the largest rodent in the world, Amber. Has anybody tells you that?
And in 2008, nearly all of these cow-nosed stingrays in a newly opened exhibit suddenly died, with 41 of the 43 animals perishing. Nearly a year later, the zoo concluded with 99.9% certainty that a lack of oxygen in the water was responsible for their deaths.
I'm gonna say they gotta rename the zoo morgue. It is everyone's dead. Everything dies.
Oh, yeah. In 1999, the zoo closed what was at the time a controversial polar bear exhibit after one of the animals died. The polar bear...
Screaming the N-word.
Yeah, exactly. That was they had a racist polar bear there.
It went into rehab. It was fine.
Yeah.
The polar bear, named Misty, had been prescribed Prozac to control its erratic behavior and died.
Good Lord.
Oh my God! Maybe because it's in a fucking zoo is why it's erratic. It's got 5 feet of space. All they do is sleep all day.
That's a big pharma maneuver, man. It's unbelievable. These huge pharmaceutical companies are going to the animals to sling their products also. That's
You know
disturbing.
how much Prozac a polar bear needs?
A bunch, I guess.
How much Prozac does it take to fucking kill a polar bear?
Oh, my. Way too much. What is
gallon?
happening? They got to get that doctor we talked about earlier to be the physician who, I guess, gives out the dosage.
Polar bears
He'd
supposed
do a
to
much
kill.
better job. Polar bears don't kill.
What are you talking about? They don't kill.
They drink Coca-Cola and have a great time. Are you stupid? Do you not watch
Oh,
TV?
dude, that's just propaganda.
That's
man.
not propaganda. Polar bear propaganda?
Propaganda, yeah.
No,
They're
it's
fucking
not.
vicious, man.
Polar bears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if vicious means enjoying sugary drinks and rolling around, then yeah, I guess they are pretty vicious.
Watch Frozen Earth and watch the fight. It's in the first 30 minutes. Watch the first episode of Frozen Earth. See a fucking polar bear fight? It's insane.
Yeah, watch the credits. It's brought to you by Pepsi. It's a lie.
I hear that there's towns in Alaska where you have to keep your car and your car doors unlocked because there's so many polar bears, and then people have to any minute run into your car. It's a law.
awesome.
I have
to
heard
keep your
that.
car doors unlocked. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They're the only species that actually knows how and does pants other species. The only one.
But it's just like skin, so they just rip the skin
Yes.
off.
Yeah. It's,
The
yeah.
fur, I
Call
see.
it pantsing.
Yeah, they call it pantsing, but they'll do it to a human too. They'll just pants
Yeah.
you.
It's just your
And-
bones sitting there
Yeah,
shaking.
I see
sitting
some-
there shaking. Then they point at your penis and they laugh.
Oh, I see.
That's the problem in Alaska. That's why you keep your car doors open. Because they can rip off your body up here. That's fine. But
Right.
the whole shit with your pants, embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
So
And
bad.
you are right about the Coca-Cola, but it's only during Christmas.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
If you're on a date in Alaska, you're screwed.
I've got more animal deaths that happened at this Calgary Zoo, leading up to a particularly fun little incident. Before we get to that, though, a spider monkey was fatally crushed by a hydraulic door. They're doing real
What are
bad
they doing with the doors?
Is it a fucking spaceship?
Yeah, no shit. It sounds like the scientific station in the movie The Thing. What's
I
happening?
mean, a hydraulic door did get Harrison Ford, so.
Very true.
Yeah. Another spider monkey died from frostbite after it was left outside in cold weather.
Fire
Can you imagine,
everyone.
going to bed that night and being like, I feel like I'm for. Oh my God, the monkeys!
Yeah. And it's just frozen at the window, like, ah.
That is a different ending to Home Alone that we never got to see.
4 feather-tailed sugar gliders. You guys know sugar gliders.
Oh,
squirrel.
delicious.
They just got crushed.
If it's another
Don't say
hydraulic
door.
door.
No, it was a foot. Yeah, they got crushed to death either by a human or by a door. They're
During
not
the
quite
talent
It
show.
was the door. I think we
Door.
Do you think someone pulled that zookeeper aside and was like, "Look, everyone crushes an animal at one point.
Yeah,
Kinda how
but
they
what's
initiate you
wrong
into
with
the
it?
zoo.
You take the day."
I was doing this outdoor show, and it was there's a lot of people outside, and then I saw a roadie carrying a box, and something screaming was in it. It was before I was going to go on stage, right before. And I was like, oh, what's in the box? And he showed me, and it was a crushed bunny. One of the roadies accidentally
Oh, so
stepped
he's doing
on
like
the,
that.
Only you would know a bunny's scream.
Yeah. Well, sometimes. I mean, this was a terrible way to spend a night. But what we used to do is,
all right.
And then they say "mother" and die.
oh my
it's
God.
not as bad as you think it's gonna be. What we used to do is that when you're hunting cows, of course, cows are scavengers. What you do is you get a tape recording of a rabbit screaming, and you play that out into the night in the pitch dark, and that way coyotes will come, and then you shoot them. You kill them.
Wow, that sounds scary.
Yeah. So you're just.
Coyotes.
I thought
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said hunting cows. And
Me
I'm like,
too,
you
man.
Are fucking weird.
Herding cows.
No, you don't hunt cows. They're the most valuable thing around. They're like $1,200 each.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was very confusing for a second. He's like, because cows are scavengers. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
What? I still don't
Yeah, I
understand
guess
what he's
grass
saying.
is laying around. Yeah.
Coyotes.
Oh, coyotes.
Coyotes.
He used to call dogs wild dogs to him and then shoot them in the face.
Yeah, because well, I didn't do it myself because I'm not much of a hunter, but I'd
Yeah.
hang out, you know,
Yeah.
because you're just sitting there. It's pitch dark. You know, there's nothing but the moon and the stars, and someone presses tape or play on a tape player, and it's just.
How did they get the sounds of the rabbit screaming?
Oh,
never
yeah,
thought
you
about
stretch
that.
You
it
never
out.
thought about that.
Yeah, I
Oh, you
guess.
just buy it at the store. It's right next to the other animal screams.
Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
by like some bizarre, Allman Brothers album or something like that.
Well, there's that Christmas album where it's all the bunny screams to like Jingle Bells.
Oh, that's right.
Good God.
This is one of the better Christmases we've had here at the Parks
I
House.
think you can make a bunny scream if you just tickle it a bunch.
You can make it laugh that way.
No, you got to step on it.
Or show it a
Lord.
scary movie.
Yeah.
That would also work.
But this bunny on stage was still alive, and it was like screaming because his head was
During your
stumped
set
in.
while you were.
I was just about to go on stage, and I was like, "We gotta kill it." It was like an old roadie, and he was like, "I don't want to kill it. You kill it." And we're like pushing this box back and forth, and it was like way out in Jersey, like in a really shitty part of town. And so there
Oh,
was
it wasn't in a really fancy part of town?
No,
It wasn't.
Jersey.
It wasn't a bad. There was a half dead rabbit. You were just about to go on stage, but it wasn't like the ball. Like
Wasn't the
Chris
super
Christie wasn't there.
You weren't wearing a gown.
But in town, it was just like, I'll take care of it. And then we passed the box off to him, and I went on stage. And I was like, "Hey, everybody, what about dicks?" You know what I mean?
So a guy came to a comedy show thinking he was gonna laugh, but ended up killing a rabbit that night.
Yeah, well, he didn't buy tickets. He was just outside.
Oh my!
He volunteered to take care of it, so you know, maybe
good
he
for
ate it.
him.
That'll happen sometimes. I was getting my hair cut by my buddy in his backyard, Ryland, who you gave the pus to.
Yeah, but no, it's not pus. It's dead skin cells, please.
You're fucking horrible monkey juice.
Show up at your apartment and throw a cup of it on you.
Oh, God.
All right. So you're doing
April
this thing.
Fools.
No, it's not April. That's not an April Fool's, Holden.
I say you get a cup of milk and then throw it on him, be like, "And that's my pus juice."
Oh, fucking
That would be an
puke
April
everywhere.
Fool's.
That will be a
No.
fully full. Ready.
No, you get milk and you mix it with syrup.
Yeah, and dead skin cells. I
I was gonna say
my body.
applesauce.
Epsom salt.
Applesauce.
Oh, apple.
I've lost my train of
You did.
life.
Rylan was giving you a haircut in the backyard.
Give me a haircut in the hand job in the
And
backyard.
we saw like a thud out of the tree, like something fell out of the tree. We're like, what was that? And then something else fell out of the tree. We're like, that's weird. And like two other things fell out of the tree. And then we go over and we see it's just a bunch of baby squirrels. And we look up and it was a possum, like a big mean possum, was just throwing baby squirrels out of the tree. And then the squirrels were all on the ground, babies, real babies, the tiniest.
Yeah.
They're so cute when they're small.
So cute.
And
so
they're,
cute when
they're,
they're
they're
being.
shaking, they're dying. Like, meh, meh, meh. We don't
So
know what to
cute.
do. And then me and my buddy Byron were like, you know, what are we gonna do? And he's from Kansas. He's like, oh, but I don't know. And then so
Oh, yeah.
and so we were like, all right, we gotta kill it. And then we were gonna kill it, and we're gonna take turns. And he's like, only one of us should have to deal with this. And we flipped for a coin, and he lost, and so he had to murder all the squirrels with a dumbbell. Yeah, it was a fucking.
You know, at the same time, you could just walk away. I don't know if you have
What
to.
do you mean walk away?
How do you have to?
You gotta
You
kill
don't
it.
have to.
Yeah.
You're
Why?
the monster.
Yeah.
What if one of them would have lived?
No, they're not. They're not.
No.
How are you gonna live? It fell out of a tree. It's a frail little squirrel.
It's man's duty.
It's a people can live.
Guys, I don't
falling.
mean to alarm you, but a big scary monster is in the room.
One
Oh
time
my God.
I was waiting for a train late at night, and this they were like, the trains were stopped, and then the conductor was like, all right, we're here for a medical emergency. And I was like, what? You know, fuck off. There were like 10 of us. It was very late at night, so we get out, and we hear this like, and there's a dude pinned under the train. And there were all these like New York City cops and firemen that didn't know what to do. They looked so freaked out, like, we can't move the train because it'll kill him. So they had to get a phone down there, and so we could, like, you know, they were like, do you have a family? They were like talking to him. They're like, "We'll call your family." He had no family.
That'll happen. That was off the Bedford stop, right?
Yes.
I remember when that happened. Me and Ben were hosting a comedy show, and some
Yeah.
guy showed up white as a ghost who'd also seen it.
Oh yeah, I think Jim Twos was around for that one as well. I think he saw it happen.
Maybe
you guys
we're
ought to
on the
talk to
same.
him about
Well, they were
that.
in a fight, right? That's the sad part
Yeah, there
about it.
was
He got
a
into
fight.
a fight with another guy, and then the train was coming, and the one guy got pushed or in the fight, in the scuffle.
The guy who started the fight jumped out, and the guy who and the other one got hit by the train.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a rat eating vomit the other day on the train.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, this city's magical.
I saw a whole crew of pigeons eating vomit one day in the middle of the morning. I was like, yo, y'all are better than this.
I actually saw the first openly trans rat on the train the other day. Which is pretty cool. He came out. He was just like, "I'm gonna do this now." Everybody's like, "I can't believe," you know. We were really proud of him.
Have you guys noticed how many like
Her, yeah, I don't know what bathroom he uses, but
since what is it?
Her, she
Since
uses.
Bruce Jenner came out, there's been a lot more middle-aged trans guys around.
Has
Or
there?
guys to girls. I've noticed
It's about
that.
time.
Good for them.
I try not to look at anybody.
I look at everybody.
Really?
That's how I survive. Is I make eye contact with everyone.
Yeah.
I'm still alive. You speak like a weirdo.
Jury
I
is
know
hated.
that's the fucking tactic is to be the weirdo who makes eye contact with every person.
Absolutely.
Never go to
Yeah.
prison,
You're gonna
Marcus.
do great in prison.
Yeah, exactly. You go to prison, you make eye contact with everyone, you're gonna be dead. You'll be they'll be wearing you as a suit jacket.
No, it's great. You got to let them know that you know.
Yeah.
that what?
Yeah.
I
you
know,
don't-
man. I know.
No.
I know.
Marcus, I think we have the same strategy. Like, we're not big enough guys to overpower most people.
Not
You
really.
just
you're
gotta
very
play
big and
crazy.
strong.
Yeah. You've got to play the weirdo like where it's like if you beat me up that you're gonna win, but
I'm taking a finger.
I'm taking a finger or an ear usually. Yeah, I'm
Or you're
definitely
gonna get just a splash of pee on you.
mine's more
good
you're
strategy.
gonna walk away bleeding at the very least.
Oh,
I'm
my
gonna lose.
strategy is fight
Urination.
begin, zipper down, and then just start
start going.
streaming yellow.
Do you grip it?
I rip it, and then I run. I grip it, I rip it, I tug it, and then I run.
Oh my god.
If a dude came on you on accident,
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought you were someone else. Oh my god.
But you know
I
what's
just
so
moved here.
What are you doing in my kitchen?
Oh, is there egg on my? Well, that's cum, I guess, but on your face.
No, Reed and Andrew, you guys would do better in prison than I would. At 6'7", I think the cells are what 9 by 10.
I would get turned inside out.
No, you would, but you would have room
But
to
what a
move. I wouldn't be
ride.
able to move in
you're
those
like
cells.
a bull in a china
So
shop.
I
They're
would be
friendlier
getting.
than you think.
No, you guys would have like, nice square space. It's a good Brooklyn apartment. I wouldn't be able to walk 2 steps.
Aside from getting raped by a guy named Mad Eye, it is roomy.
Oh my god, it's so much better than the guy with no eye. I mean, he's the real
You
dangerous.
guys just
one.
gotta learn how to form like Voltron.
Oh yeah, I think that's actually the problem.
That's
with
how
it.
Reed and I
Fresh
get into
boys,
movies.
assemble.
As long as we have one trench coat and can get on each other's shoulders,
Yeah.
no one will fuck with us.
Oh, there's your penis right in the middle of your chest. Looks good, fellas.
I guess I'll start sucking on this now.
Andrew, I'm gonna come.
No man, we need to stay together.
Keep it down.
So how was your jail experience?
I loved it.
The thing that stood out for me was the friendships I made and the rough anal sex.
Yeah, like my ears are ringing still.
Yeah,
It was loud sex. That was the biggest thing.
yeah.
They don't sell earplugs. That's another story.
Reminded me of the ambiguously gay duo. Remember that? There was a funny cartoon on SNL.
That was
back
a
when
very
that was
fun cartoon. Yeah,
that was a funny
It was
cartoon.
Super
If you
fun.
heard a man getting raped next to you in jail,
You do nothing.
You do nothing. You just
What are
have
you
to
gonna do?
sit and
You are
listen
in
to it.
jail. You are. When I was in,
You could try and stop it.
I spent 23 hours down in the Tombs for helping our friend come through a turnstile. Had a bit of a open warrant for drinking in public. Where that's so much. By the way, they say you shouldn't drink at home alone. Well, I was drinking in public, so I thought I was trying to be healthy. But whatever. But there was a dude in the cell. There's a dude next to me in a cell, just dying miserable. It sounded like a miserable death. But what can you do?
What?
There's nothing you can
He
do.
died next to you?
No, but he got pulled over driving without a license on the way to the hospital. So he had like terrible strep or whatever the hell it was. So he's like, I'm dying, like literally. And I mean, what can you do? You have no power.
Next time you die, have a license.
Yeah, exactly. A license to drive to the hospital.
He had to go to the hospital. Like, he had to go. Fuck.
Didn't they give you a physical examination before they put you in?
Yeah, but if you say yes, then you go to the hospital and you start the whole process over the next day.
So he was just being lazy.
No, he would have been confined for 48 hours as opposed to 23.
But if you go, you get the fucking physical. How did he pass the physical?
What physical? They don't give you a physical. They check your eyes. They fingerprint you to get you into the system. But you go and then you go down to a doctor's
I guess
office.
the holding cell. When you actually go to jail, that's when you get the physical.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's no doctor
I
that
forgot.
cares.
He
all
should
my
have committed a bigger
experiences
crime.
started to blend together.
Yeah, exactly.
My heart skipped a beat there, and you're like, they check your eyes, they fingerprint you.
Yeah, I think it was the kid from the first story who was working down there as the doctor.
Oh, speaking of stories, let's go back to the Calgary Zoo for a second. The most high-profile mishap that the Calgary Zoo had
9/11.
Not in
Oh my God! I remember that. The Saudis and the Calgary Zoo caused 9/11.
These pants wearing.
Unbelievable.
Well, with this little Calgary Zoo incident, it was a non-fatal one. In 2009, a gorilla keeper inadvertently left a knife in the gorilla enclosure.
Oh no! Who is going to get it? Who goes to get that knife?
which one of the gorillas picked up and played with, appearing at times to brandish the weapon menacingly. You can see the gorilla here holding the knife, like as if he's holding the knife as if he's about to stab the other gorilla in the chest.
Damn.
Oh, like top ways, like from the top.
I thought I was
that's
scared of
fucking
gorillas
scary.
already.
Who goes
Yeah.
to get that
And the
knife?
zoo described the incident as being quote unquote overblown.
Overblown? I don't think so.
It's a fucking gorilla with a knife.
It's a movie on the Sci-Fi Network, for Christ's sake. Gorilla with a knife.
Well, they
Right
say
after Sharknado.
they say the gorillas don't understand the concept of using tools as weapons.
I completely disagree
Yeah,
with
that
that.
other
We have
gorilla
this-
looks pretty chill in that picture.
Yeah, he don't give a shit.
Yeah, he's holding a knife to him.
Crazy.
He might learn in 2 seconds.
Well, they're also playing a little game called "Don't Look Scared When I Hold Up the Knife." I remember that. That's a gorilla game. It goes a long way back.
You ever see the footage of that chimpanzee shooting the AK-47 at those horrible African soldiers?
Yeah, dude, it's actually amazing.
It's
It's-
unbelievable.
No,
Go check that out.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh my
That is
God.
an absolute lie. Gorillas use tools in the wild all the
No,
time.
as weapons. They don't understand the concept of tools as weapons. Like they will kill each other, yes, but they kill each other with their bare hands.
Their body's a weapon.
Yeah,
Your
their body's a
body
weapon.
is a weapon.
I don't think there's no like they don't understand it.
I
They
love
just
that John
fucking
Mayer
don't
said.
need to.
Yeah,
Their
right.
whole life is punching through shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Evolutionarily, they haven't needed to use the weapon, to use the rock as a weapon. They're just
Yeah.
punching. Or just ripping out throats with their bare hands.
Oh, they do
or with
not
their
mess
teeth.
around. We did that episode of last podcast on the left about the woman who had her friend eaten
That was a
by
chimp.
But the chimp. Okay, yes.
Chimps are more dangerous than gorillas.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah, they
Absolutely.
definitely.
A gorilla is more powerful, but a chimp, they're more angry.
They go through
Right.
the
I think
face.
they were like, didn't they have like at Busch Gardens on a display? It was like apparently one of the gorillas had gotten loose at some point, and somebody had like tried to go after it with a hammer, and it fucking caught the hammer and just snapped it in half.
Then it said some cold-blooded shit.
Oh my god.
You should have.
Monkey business.
more punny, I guess, Andrew.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my god, I love it. So how did they get the knife away from the gorilla? I guess
He
they,
eventually got bored.
yeah, I guess so. Give it a banana.
There's only one thing you can do. You don't mean.
Oh man, don't give
Give
it.
him the banana, but it's like the special knife banana.
behind glass.
In case one of them gets a knife, it's the knife banana.
Well, if I remember correctly, when you give a knife to a gorilla, then he'll want a glass of milk. But then, when you give him a glass of milk, he'll want a story. When you give a knife to a gorilla, a story by R.F. Little Boy.
gotta get
Don't
him
put
two
him around your
tickets.
kids. RF little boy, do not get him near them.
Nope.
RF little boy here. All the children come up real close to me so my hands can reach you.
All right.
Oh, yeah, this gorilla's name was.
Here's a story called Mommy's Stinker.
Oh, right. Oh, my goodness.
boy.
Okay, take it easy. Good Lord.
Which one
What's
that
happening?
is.
Mommy's little stinker.
Mommy's stinker, not little.
Is it hidden?
More disgusting.
Is it a scratch and sniff? Is it one of
Mommy's.
those?
Oh, mommy's gotta wipe your little bum bum.
We're not doing this.
Turn the page.
No, the whole thing is over.
Can you pull down your pants for me so I can put a little paper in your bum?
We're not doing this act out. No, this sketch doesn't happen.
Uh-oh, someone smeared a little bit of peanut butter on their downstairs star looker.
Marcus.
The dad
Oh, God.
says secrets.
All right.
I just put it on a cookie and then we have a little dinner tonight.
I'm intrigued.
I'm not intrigued. We're trying to keep an audience here.
I gotta know how it ends.
Oh, my God. How does it end?
Everybody gets pink eye.
All right. Wonderful.
Yes.
That works.
Little boys' books always end with some pink eye.
Very nice.
It's just what happens when your children's books are as anal as mine. RF little boy.
Good Lord.
Well, news story?
Yes.
Yeah. A Waffle House waitress spiked a coworker's drink with methamphetamine, leading to the victim's hospitalization and the woman's jailing this week on felony battery and narcotics charges. Georgia police allege that Sonseria Evans, 43, tampered with Brian McKeel's drink while the pair was working in late December at a Waffle House in Dawsonville, about 55 miles north of Atlanta. Cops were summoned to the restaurant after McKeel's 37 became stricken. He was transported to a local hospital in serious condition and later slipped into a coma.
Whoa. How much did she give him?
Well, I guess you're not supposed to eat it, but I don't even really know.
I mean,
Yeah.
that sounds like a fun Waffle House prank. You work with Waffle House. You're going to slip us some meth. You know what I mean?
Actually,
It sounds like she got arrested for making him the ultimate Waffle House employee.
Yeah.
It's probably an accident.
he got out of the coma, though. He remains hospitalized, has required a feeding tube and ventilator to help him breathe.
Jesus.
A police review of Waffle House surveillance video showed Evans taking McKeel's drink into a store bathroom. She then returned the beverage without McKeel's realizing it had been missing. Investigators allege that Evans spiked the drink with methamphetamine while inside the bathroom. Cops report that they have not yet discovered a motive for the poisoning. Evans is being held without bond at the Dawson County Jail on aggravated battery. Here's a picture of the woman.
Yeah, she's just doing a goof. She's pretty hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's doing a
she's
good. I mean,
actually
she's
really pretty.
She's Waffle House pretty, definitely. She's
No doubt.
I can't
Another
believe
Texas thing.
the Waffle House had cameras.
Yeah, that's it. And bathrooms.
a lot of weird.
But was it done out of? Do we know? Was it done out of spite? Or
We
was
don't
it just
know
like,
the motive
hey, I
at
really
all.
like this guy. Maybe I'll get him to
I
talk
think it's
to
a
me.
goof.
Yeah, I think it's a goof. I'm with Amber on
Yeah, I
this
think it
one.
was just a party time thing.
Right.
You know when you just have a bunch, like a pocket full of meth?
Yeah.
What do I do with this? I have no idea.
This
the
looks like a
world.
woman who gets free meth.
Yeah.
Eddie would know.
That's definitely a free meth woman.
I've done meth. It's
That's a
nice.
great song.
Yeah, you did meth. I don't think anyone's ever described it as nice.
I did meth on accident.
What happened? How was it? Was it nice?
No, it sucked.
Right. But
I never went to Waffle House again.
this guy, he must have had some allergic reaction to it or something.
I just don't think you're supposed to drink meth.
Right.
Like, I don't think you're supposed to. I don't think
I
you're.
actually think I think you can ingest it orally. Like you can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like people taste it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You taste it, but I think if you just like dumps a bag of meth into a drink and stirs it up and it dissolves into the drink, I mean, there's some very terrible chemicals in meth that you're not supposed to, have in your bloodstream.
No.
You're
don't
supposed
believe
to smoke them.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to smoke them. Yeah, they use Drano and shit like that.
Yeah,
I wanna know
right.
If
Okay.
whatever the hospital gave him caused all the complications, you know what I mean? Like
I don't think so.
because no, if you're just on meth, you're on meth. You don't go into a coma.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Horrible meth.
The hospital probably gave him more meth, but they were like, "Oh, it's just under a pharmaceutical name."
Right.
You know?
The
I
thing,
don't
Orlac.
think so.
the thing that disgusts me most is just the waste of meth.
Yeah.
It didn't even get to achieve its dreams.
I mean, if you eat weed, you don't get high. Like if you eat
That's not
without
true.
cooking it, well, you have
Yeah.
to cook it and process it in order to make it edible.
THC has to be activated.
Yeah, you have to. So that makes sense. Like you have to
Activate
you know, you can-
THC.
If you took a nug and just put it in your mouth and ate it, Ben, are you realizing that you've been misusing weed all this time?
No. I get 50 bags of weed and I throw out the disgusting stuff in the middle of the bag and I just swallow the bag.
So that's
Yeah,
no good.
I'm always.
It's weird that you have to activate weed to get it to work. Whenever I'm on weed, I do no activation.
Ah.
There we go.
That's nice. When this woman, if this guy dies, I mean, she's gonna go to prison forever.
Yeah, she's going to go to prison for, involuntary manslaughter, I'd probably say. Although they might do manslaughter, they might do murder.
You could do murder on
And
this.
she's gonna be the goofiest prankster on the block.
Who snuck strychnine into my brownies?
She's really pretty though. She's not gonna get the death penalty.
She's not really pretty.
She's definitely not gonna get
She's,
the death
she's
penalty.
not
That's a glamour shot.
She's not
It's a mugshot.
No, there's towels in the background. That's a selfie.
I
yeah.
bet
No
she's
towels in
real
jail, man.
fun, man. On weekends, I bet she's 69s and everything.
Oh my god.
No, Carla Faye Tucker is prettier than her, and Carla Faye Tucker still went to the fucking chair.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Carla Faye Tucker killed like 5 dudes.
No, she killed 2 dudes with a pickaxe. It was pretty brutal.
Much different than a Waffle House waitress trying to have a good time with one of her Waffle House employees, but not realizing she was going to poison him.
That is true. But, if we're judging from prettiness alone, Carla Faye Tucker is much prettier
Is
than
she
this
beautiful?
murderer.
Because I find
She
that
is beautiful.
Yeah, people would like to kill beautiful women. They would. They would either like to do it at the stake, burn them at the stake, or they would like to have like a nasty article written about them.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially if they look like Mother.
Yeah. People don't like beautiful women. They love them, but
I
they
think
also
they're
want to destroy
wonderful.
them. Yeah, but people also have a sense of like destroying beautiful women. You want to destroy them. You want to take them down.
Yeah. Carla Faye Tucker's like 70s hot.
Oh my God.
She's
yeah.
not that hot.
Like Stevie
She's
Nicks.
not that hot.
She's a crooked mouth.
She's biker hot.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that's
for
what she
sure.
was. She killed 2 guys with a pickaxe over biker parts.
Oh
we're
yeah,
talking
she's
about
someone's old lady for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, she's definitely someone's old lady.
Waffle waitress hot is hotter than biker hot, in my opinion.
You think so?
They have a job and they serve
Yeah.
you and they're very nice and they're not surrounded by bikers all the time.
Well, they both fuck
Well,
them. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
There's nothing dangerous
Tomato,
like a
tomato.
biker lady.
All right, it's time for a segment from Holden McNeely.
This time I'm turning it right over to Mr. Ed Larson.
The glitz and glamours, the Roundtable of the Year Awards. 2016! Where were you? Huh? I'm right here.
Wait. Is it Roundtable of the Year 2015? Is that usually how it works?
Yeah, because
I mean,
last
well, the
year-
year is 2016 right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's for the previous year.
2015.
It's for the year of 2015.
Is this your award show?
no, we've only had we've
No.
had 1
But
month and
it's
20
just
days.
a fucking award for
I'm giving
somebody
an
who's
award
good for
out
2 months?
right now. When is it right now? 2016. I'm not even giving it out. I don't
No,
even know
because-
who won. The votes were strenuous to count.
Yeah.
I'm with Ed, man.
Thank
Yeah?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in 2016. It's happening right now.
We've
The
had
nominees.
enough time in the year.
Woo! It's been a crazy race, I'll tell you what. I'm glad this is all coming to an end, and I think that this might be my year to finally win this fucking award.
I don't know, maybe.
Are you
I've been nominated for as my 5th nomination.
And you
know?
put ads out in the papers. You had a
Variety.
big bid.
Yeah,
going
I'm
on.
out there. I'm getting those votes.
Yeah,
Clark
yeah.
shaking hands, kissing babies.
It was it
calling
said,
phones,
it said,
landlines.
It said
even.
the Edvenant.
Oh my
And it was
god!
a picture of you in a big wool
It's
thing
just a
killing
picture
a Native
of me.
American.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah. So I'm nominated. Amber's nominated as well. She decided to come. That was very nice. It's your 4th nomination.
Do we have
Andrew?
to say how many? Sorry. Do we have to say how many votes you didn't have?
What do you mean?
I just remember one
I
time.
mean, everyone who didn't vote, then you don't have their vote.
I just remember one time I was like up for a thing because I never got no absentees, and then the teacher was like, "Amber, you were up for it, and nobody voted for you."
Ooh,
That's
man.
not bad.
Brutal.
Well, I'll let you know. People voted for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
That's great.
Andrew was also Andrew Short.
Real talk.
Yeah, this is your 3rd
For true?
nomination. How does it
man.
feel, man?
It's been a really rough ride. I mean, prayers go up, blessings come down. I'm a vessel for His word, and I'm just happy that I'm making connections with the people in His flock. So,
Amber, this is your 4th nomination. Is this your year?
I think it is. And if it isn't, then I'm just just gonna keep living my life.
Reed Failure, you've never been nominated. How does that make you feel?
I feel like my readers at home are just not pulling their weight. They're not trying even at all. And you know what? I understand. I get it. I'm no Andrew Short. I can just be Reed Failure, and that's all I can be, and that's all I'm gonna be.
Sorry about your luck.
Andrew Short, is there any advice you can give to Reed to maybe how we could step it up for Tabler of the Year for next year?
I would say devote your life to Christ.
Okay.
Find an enemy and tattoo your face on his face.
Yeah. And you can't call him Christ. You have to call him Christ. Goes like that. Yes, and we also nominated this year is Jackie Zebrowski, not present, and Mr. Michael Che, 4-time winner. Also not present. Kevin, you are a former nominee of Roundtable of the Year.
Yes.
Were you broken when you lost, or were you able to get on with your life?
Quite frankly, really didn't care at all.
No, you cared a little bit.
I did care a little bit.
Well, you lost last year. Didn't get the nomination this year. Even though your popularity has been skyrocketing.
Going crazy. I recently purchased a copy of Street Fighter V, and I'm working on that to be my championship ranking. So if anybody wants to take me on in the battlefield, I'll see your whole ass.
Whoa.
Damn!
That's
whole
right.
ass, not
That's
half
right.
the ass, a whole one.
My Fight Network name is Holdenator's Ho.
Ben, anything to add?
I think this is great. It's good for the show.
My question is, RF Little Boy robbed.
Oh my God!
No RF Little Boy this year.
No RF Little Boy.
Whoever that is, I hope he gets nominated big time next year.
Little boy, big time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his new story called "The Fox and the Big Ol' Pussy" is gonna be a big.
What happens in that book? Can we get an excerpt from that?
It's a scratch and sniff.
But the only smell is formaldehyde. It's a rough book to smell.
Sounds like a real page.
Oh, and coming down that aisle right now is our prize girl boy. Everyone give it up for Mr. Walter Raplogel.
All right. Good job, everyone, for giving it up. Thank you. Thank you.
Softer claps, please.
What does it take to become a Roundtabler of the Year? It takes stamina, lots of fluids, maybe, a couple pieces of cake. But what it actually takes, and I believe all the nominees this year has it, is heart.
Goddamn.
Ladies and gentlemen, the nominees for Roundtabler of the Year.
Oh my God.
So we know the nominees.
No,
Excuse me, this is a presentation of an award.
I like it.
It's like Ed was doing the red carpet. This is the actual ceremony, so we got to do it again.
He's the Ryan Seacrest.
All
right. So we already know the nominees. All right.
The
I'm
nominees
in a gold
are
dress right now. Yeah.
Andrew Short,
Oh.
Good job.
Jacqueline Zebrowski,
Ooh.
Michael Che,
All right.
Real talent.
Ms. Amber Nelson, and Edward Big Thumbs Larson.
All right.
Look at him. Smell him.
The award goes to
He is literally opening an envelope.
This is great.
Really crinkly hands.
the 2016 Roundtabler of the Year award. Goes to Jackie Zebrowski.
What?
He's not even here to accept it.
God, what a fucking heartbreak.
I love it.
Jackie sent us a speech.
Oh.
I knew this whole time.
I guess so.
I just didn't have the heart to,
I could tell by your smile you're lying.
And you still let me fuck you?
All right, let's hear her speech.
Sorry I can't be there tonight, guys. It's a big night. I guess I'm a lot more like Jay than you fucking want me to be. To all the fake people out there that voted for me, go fuck. And to my fellow nominees, fuck all y'all, I'm the winner. Fuck all y'all, I'm the winner. Fuck all y'all, I'm the winner. Fuck all y'all, I'm the winner.
Very nice. Okay. Congratulations, Jackie Zebrowski. It's been an
love it.
honor and a privilege to do the show with her for going on 5 years now.
Yeah,
It's
going on
about
6.
time. Going on 6. It's about
She's a
time.
very funny woman. She's doing it rock and roll.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
Can't believe Mike lost. My heroes. Heroes go down.
Yep.
You know?
They do.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
mean,
they
the fact that he
fall.
hasn't been on the show in 2 years hurt him a little bit.
It hurt a little bit, but you still think he persevere. He wins everything else.
This might,
people
this
can't
might
have
hurt his
nothing, man.
career.
It
Oh,
might.
no.
It might. I mean,
You shut the fuck up.
All
Is
right.
this the only time? That's the only time he's
Wow.
lost. Is this the only time he's lost?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think this might be the beginning of the end, but I mean, don't quote me on that. I mean,
Jesus Christ,
It's the
guys.
beginning of the beginning for Jackie Zebrowski.
the beginning of the beginning, but maybe the beginning of the end for Michael Che. I don't know.
Isn't that nice?
Hip hip hooray for Jackie Zebrowski.
Hip hip hooray!
hip hip
Hooray! Hip hip hooray!
hip hip
Hey!
All right. So that is the Roundtable. Amber, thanks so much for being here. Find
Thanks for
people.
having
You can.
me.
Where do you want people to find you? Do you have anything going on?
Go to Amber Smelson at Twitter and Amber Nelson on Facebook. I had a website, but it was $100 to keep up, and I was like, fuck it. No one ever went to it anyway. So,
Okay.
So that's an plug.
oh, yeah. Oh, no. I'm doing great. I am doing great, though. Amber Nelson or Amber Smelson.
All right, Eddie, what's going on with you?
Well, you can check out me, Amber, and Cena's podcast, The Brighter Side. Please listen to that. Murder Fist, March 12th at the Pit. And I joined Instagram.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
nice.
So Eddie Tunes on Instagram. Fucking let's do this shit. I got a picture.
All right. People can find Marcus Parks on Twitter at Marcus Parks.
Yeah,
and
go-
you got a new show coming
I got-
out. You
I got
a
a
new show
new-
that is out.
Yeah, I got a new show that is out. I'm on my third or fourth episode right now. It's called The Lucky Bone Show. I'm playing music. It's like a radio show where I get to play whatever music I like. And it's doing all right. People seem to enjoy it. If you got, weird taste in music, come on and check it out. It's on mixcloud.com/Marcus Parks.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm also doing really good. And Twitter, or not Twitter, Twitch. Catch me at Holdenator's Ho. And again, I'm doing really good right now.
I'm going to be back on that sometime in March,
yeah,
right?
I think maybe next week. I might have you come in.
I
and
can't
do
do
it.
this Friday. I'm doing Fox News' Red Eye.
We'll talk about
3
it
o'clock
off
in the
off
morning.
microphone.
But we will do sometime in March.
Yes, I will
cannot
definitely
wait.
have you back.
Find me on Twitter at Ben Kissel and
Yeah,
Kevin.
Fat Boy Barnett on Twitter. Follow me if you like guys that don't post a lot and only occasionally retweet their shows.
That's really perfect. Do that. The Twitter thing is very fun. I know everyone likes Instagram, but I don't like the visual stuff.
I love Instagram. I love it. So I've been doing Instagram for the last 2 weeks. I'm loving it.
You'll
I'm a
get
Twitter
sick
guy.
of it.
I am on Instagram at Ben Kissel1, but no one seems to be. It's mostly pictures of bagels and dogs. What do you got?
I Reed Failer am putting up comics on Instagram under the name Jim Hickory. So look at Jim Hickory. I'm just making real nihilistic comics about people hiding inside people and death, and it's real nice.
I love Reed's art. Reed is a wonderful artist.
best.
Reed did the cover for the Common album.
I also painted an
True.
oil painting
That's
of me
double
and my
true.
mother.
Yes.
And I gave it to her for Christmas. Go to Reed Failer for oil paintings.
Did she love it?
Ugh.
She cried a lot. She still cries.
It was
She sends
technically
me pictures
acrylic.
of it like
was
daily. I'm like, it's still the same.
That's a good thing.
Next year it won't be though. I'm gonna sneak to your mom's house. I'm gonna change it just a little.
You gonna give her a dick and me a pussy?
Oh my goodness, Eddie, that's your mother. Andrew,
Well, I'm confident people are probably still listening at
they
this
are.
point.
They are.
You should check out Action Boys on YouTube. Search Action Boys. It's a little web series with me and Reed where we're best friends, true.
Best friend's true.
And we get into a little bit of a pickle. You might see Ed Larson in it.
You might. You might not too.
No,
Depends
you'll
on
see
your
it.
ability to
Good.
see big old chunky
Filth.
boys. Yeah.
That's great. All right, that's the Roundtable. Go to the Roundtable Facebook page.
Yeah.
That's also fun. Okay, everyone, and thank you, Walter Rapogla, for being here.
Walter, what's your Twitter?
At was that Walter.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Peace out.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to cavecomedyradio.com.